I play a bunch of courses with him just so he is ready for some of those ones
How long have you been here?
Like 20 minutes or so.
Oh, okay. Some of my colleagues are trying to figure out
well, that's the witch
well, no, last year.
That's for your high school.
It's Mavericks. Was it Mighty Ducks? Oh yeah. And then we look at it like Mighty Ducks.
But you're older.
Way older. Dominic.
Dominic, nice to meet
Our brother here. Yeah, that's pretty much and then there's Christy's. I was just going to say the old toilet cleaners that they called me all the time. Yeah, because when I got to graduate, I was a freshman year when you were a senior, then I got to graduate at all.
I was
Okay.
And then once we get through all of this, like once these talk, Dan and Danielle will sing again.
Okay. This is the second song.
Yep. And then at the end, when they come up, and Megan will come up, and she'll give a little bit of closing remarks about. Did you want her to mention that there's something at Paisanos?
The owner of Paisanos wants to say it.
So then I'll bring him up.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Rich.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, guys.
All right.
Now it's Rich.
It's okay. It's my handwriting. I'm writing cockeyed.
So you want another song for them?
So.
I'll pick one of the nicer songs on the list because I know that one of those, but not that.
I'm going to trust you over anyone that's going to.
I'll take it.
Yes, I remember when you were talking about
They came in very. So it's like today's the day.
when we met, it was everybody would try to speak, and he just kept looking at me. It was like 2 hours. Do I need to get chairs for? You can even just turn this sideways. They can sit here, and they
I
can
do
just.
grab two.
She works out better. I'm gonna move it over. So.
Did you see
Just because there's so much, this way you have to add more seating over there. We'll just stand out of the I'm actually okay with it.
Set up. All right.
Magkano pa tayo sa nanay o hindi?
Isip pa yan. Nasaan ba yung nanay?
Nakita ko dito sa pagdano.
Right,
Saan pupunta?
Nasa CR ako.
Nasa baba.
Kinuha ko na kayo ng bababagan. Sabi ka na, huwag ka na dito ka. Bumalik ulit siya sa baba.
You must be the one with the angel voice. So was it difficult, that song that I requested?
Just to get through it, but it's beautiful.
Yeah, no kidding.
So, yeah, if I don't
Save
make eye
that,
contact with you, that will be
yeah,
why.
okay, don't. When I heard it, I couldn't, but
Why. It's
yeah,
beautiful.
so that might be one you suggest that people call.
So we're gonna welcome everybody, and then you guys, she's gonna come in partly because this is her pathway usually. I mean, she might walk around because we don't usually have this much stuff here, but I want to have you guys not hidden. If you're standing here, you're hidden. So after we introduce, we do a prayer, I thought you guys could come out and be more in the open. So just like around this side, okay? Yeah, maybe like. So just otherwise, like, you see what I mean? It's like a lot of stuff happening right here. Those 2 chairs are yours, or I don't care, like that chair. Those 3 chairs are ours. And so I'm thinking maybe like just have it right here and then you can pull it forward, because then you're like, without
Oh my gosh!
I know. Yeah.
Oh God!
I gotta grab my phone so that
Excuse that word. We're gonna sneak behind Jamie.
Oh my. Amy waited so many good times together. Your sister was right. It's non-existent. Everything's gone. I can't get it back. How did you know when?
Oh, okay.
Some days.
We got our own action.
Anyway, so you're not a Facebook.
No, I can't. I don't.
But, better start asking.
Yeah.
You got 11 months, to get older and know something.
It's a good age to start.
Oh, yeah, so I'm just waiting for a couple. I know he's coming for his Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, you are. We're in unison.
You want to strum it down?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's hard.
Oh, you can take
Not by
mine.
far. Oh, it's like
Yeah.
not too bad.
You remember, eh?
You want to sit? Oh, I'm sorry. I just need to sit. My back is tight right now.
I'll be right back. Oh, yeah. Oh, all right. Okay.
Wait. So you're not on Facebook or nothing?
No. We'll get it. I'll get it.
Yeah. Just go through dust and I don't really
All right, man. See ya.
I think I'm going to start to get everyone kind of settled in for you guys, okay?
All right.
If I can have everyone's brief attention, please. For those in the chapel space as well as the hallway, if I can have your brief attention. First and foremost, wow, thank you all for being here today to support the family through this time. Thank you again. I know it's very important to them. As you can see, we are quite full here today. Again, thank you for being patient here in the hallway. We do have some open seats here in the left side of the chapel. There's probably about 5 open chairs. I see some kind of here in the middle too. I ask everyone, if there's an open spot to the end, if everyone could just scooch towards the wall or window side so that leaves spaces open here in the middle that people can jump in.
Yeah, you're fine. No, it's not.
Another reminder, this service is also being live streamed, so the camera is over here to the left side as well. If we can just have a clear space here so everyone can see that via the live stream too, that's greatly appreciated. And then again, if anyone is willing and able to stand and would like to give a seat to someone who might need one, that'd be greatly appreciated as well.
Yeah, there's still other seats.
Yeah, and there's a few more too, again, kind of trickled in here, but again, those in the hallway, please feel free to stand. We're going to keep these doors open for the service, so you'll be able to see in here. Yep, there's some more here on the left side, so.
7 seats. Oh, there's 7 more seats here.
Feel free to come in and get cozy, and we're all friends here. That's okay, and And a few are opening up here on the left side, so again, anyone, if you see an open seat, please feel free to grab it, okay? The service will be beginning soon. Again, if anyone does have electronic devices or any cell phones, make sure they're just on off or silent for our time here today. We're going to begin with some special music, but again, thank you all for being here, and thank you for just being, accommodating, and I'm so sorry we ran out of space, but I'm glad that we have you all here to kind of help celebrate Michelle's life. Thank you.
Someday I will again. Please know you're not forgotten until
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Pastor Vicki Lovell. Danielle and Dan and I are part of a ministry in Dexter, Michigan called Angel Whispers. And we are honored to be here today to walk with you at this time. Just look around for a second. Look at what one life's impact has. And I'm sure there are plenty of other people who couldn't be here and wish they were. But this is a beautiful time for us to recognize we've come together to celebrate a life. Michelle's life was really special. And thank you for being here to celebrate with us. So this is a safe space. If you feel the need to giggle, giggle. If you want to cry, cry. Every emotion is welcome here. So this is our time now where we're going to come together and we're going to be really present. So I invite you just to take a breath, let out everything that you brought with you today, and allow yourself to be here and in the now, just as she was with each of you so many times. So we're going to begin with the word of prayer. As we gather now, we invite the Holy Spirit to surround us with wings of love, to comfort us and to bring us peace. We're grateful for the gift of life that Michelle had and for the love she shared and the memories we hold dear. May we find comfort in this community gathered here, supporting one another in our shared sorrow. Let us celebrate the good she brought into the world and the lives she touched along her journey. As we remember Michelle, we're reminded of the preciousness of life and the impact one soul can have on so many. May we honor her memory by living with the same passion, the same conviction, the same fierce love that she shared with the world. Give us peace in our pain and help us to cherish the moments we had with her. May the divine presence guide us now through this service and in the days ahead, bringing healing to our hearts. Amen. We're going to hear now from some special people to hear some of their remembrances of Michelle. And I always love beginning the service with this part because it allows you, as you sit there, to think of your own stories and your own memories that you hold dear. So we invite up her high school coach, Bill By. If you are around, I haven't quite seen you yet. You exist. There you are. Come on up, sir. We are eager to hear from you.
Good afternoon, everybody. Wow, what a wonderful tribute for Michelle. This is incredible. We haven't seen each other for a while, but I talked to her through her dad many times and her folks. I was her high school coach years ago. She came out. I think she wanted to just do something with her sister Amy, so they came out for cross country. And she sort of waddled along the first couple races trying to figure out what to do, and she was happy to finish. And she didn't know exactly how to race, but so we had, we talked, and we decided at the end, and I don't know if you knew Michelle, but watched her run. I know you knew her, but she ran fast. So we decided, run as fast as you can the entire race, and we'll see what happens. And she did, and she continued to do that and kept winning and winning and winning. And it was unbelievable. She had the stamina of all the guys that had been running for years, and she'd only done it for a year. The summer of training, and we came back her junior year, she was running with all the guys and beating most of them. A couple of them are here today, and paying tribute to her. But she was such a free spirit, and it was such a wonderful time back then to coach and have the kids all excited about it. Cross-country girls or cross-country runners are very healthy people. They run, they take care of themselves. So it's an easy sport to coach because they're going to take care of themselves. But it's dedication, and it's a lot of hard work, and she bought into all of it and was a very big success with it. And it took her on to a college scholarship and success in life. And it's a tribute to her that this crowd, as large as it is, taken way too soon, but we miss her and we loved her. My blessings to the family. Thank you.
Thank you. Sean, come on up.
I'm going to try to get through this. Michelle was larger than life. Huh. Because I think that's what attracted me to her the most, especially at first. But she just had a way of making everyone feel welcomed. No matter where she was or who she was with, if you had the privilege of knowing her, you knew how fiercely that she loved, especially Kieran. That was good right up until I had to come up here. He was her world. She would have done anything for him. All of her accolades that people have seen in her coat that's like 7,000 pounds with all those medals. I don't think that there is a greater source of pride in her life. Thank Kieran. Michelle and I shared many years together, and our relationship had its challenges. And while it didn't stand the test of time, the memories we created are ones that I will cherish forever. We decided long ago that raising Kieran was the most important thing that we could do, so we put our differences aside and we did the best we could. She was my true partner. She was the first person I texted when Kieran had a success and when he failed. When he wouldn't put the dishes away or clean his room. She was always quick, thank you, with a reply reminding me that he was young and he would get it eventually. She was calm and cool under pressure. She was Shell. In the end, no matter what our differences were, there's no denying her ability to make anyone and everyone feel loved and cared for. She had a true gift for it. Michelle was fiercely independent, loyal to a fault, and once you made it into her inner circle, you were there for life. Her personality had a way of drawing people in. It was that warmth, that generosity, that sense of humor, and that laugh you couldn't miss. Michelle was unapologetically herself, always. Sometimes it was loud and obnoxious, and sometimes it wasn't. Despite that, she had a way of making everyone around her feel like they belonged. She was amazing at what she did, and I believe that was a huge part of why she was great at her job. Because if Kieran was always number one, Paisanos was number two. She loved that restaurant as much as she loved anyone, and it was another reflection of her unwavering loyalty. The Roddies and everyone she worked with through the years were like her second family. I hope you all know how proud she was to work for you and with you. Of course, Michelle had her faults, like we all do. But the smile and that laughter and the love she gave made it impossible to not love her. She had a way of showing up, whether it was to share a funny story or just listen when you needed it. She was the type of person who would drop everything for you. And our friend Dwayne said it best. He and I had talked right after she passed, and he told me he was coming out for services from a really great distance. And I said, why? And he said, because she would be there for me. And he was right. In losing Michelle, I've lost a friend and a partner and the love of my life. But Kieran, he lost his rock. He lost his mom and the person who shaped him so much to be who he is today. A day hasn't gone by since she's passed that I don't find myself saying, "Oh, Shell, wow." It hurts so much to breathe at times. And while that pain will dull with time, it will never truly go away. I'll miss you, Shell. I'll miss your smile, and your laugh, and your caring nature. But what brings me some peace is knowing that by sharing our memories of Michelle, she will never truly be gone. After all, you know she would do the same for us. So please, everyone who's here today, share those stories. Hold her in your hearts and keep her memory alive. Thank you, Michelle, for everything. For being you, even at times when it drove me crazy. Thank you for bringing that light into our lives. We will love you for always and forever. Going off the cuff right now. Just look out at all of you right now. I see so many familiar faces, people that cared. She loved you all. And I hope you know that. She was the original. The Cordoba driving, tanning. Can't do that, I gotta go run. Cleaning maniacally at 11 o'clock p.m. because she can't go to sleep. Laughing hysterically when it really wasn't that funny. But she'd make it funny. And I know it's completely and wildly inappropriate for me to tell this, but Pat brought it up tonight and I got to. Yeah, Dwayne, you know. What sums her up, and she'd love that I told this story, and I apologize because you're not going to like it, but it's going to happen. We sat, were you there, Dwayne, that night? At Tower Inn? Megan, I know you were there. We were at Tower Inn Pizza, which is like a staple. It used to be a staple for Eastern Michigan students, right? So if you went to Eastern at some point, you were at Tower Inn. It wasn't very good, but it was there and it was open. And I think they had quarter drafts at one point. Anyways, we're sitting there, and Pat Putnam taught her this game. Only Shalbell could love this game, and it's called the penis game. So it starts out by saying it real low. Penis. And you steadily get louder and louder and louder and louder until everyone is looking at you. And I'm not kidding you. We sat in this place and it was pretty busy, and she started it and we're like, "What are you doing? You can't do that. You can't sit. Don't." And it's Shell. So what's Shell gonna do? Penis. Louder. The next time, louder, and pretty soon the entire place is looking at us. Everyone at the table is pissed at her, and she's laughing hysterically. Why is she laughing hysterically? Because that's what she wanted to do. And that's Shell. And I know that she's laughing right now with me telling that in a room full of people, all ages, because she'd be playing that game right now for sure, because she wouldn't like everybody sitting here being sad over her. So, something that Kieran and I have tried to do is go on with our day and remember the little things and let them impact you. Feel it, understand it, because that's how much she meant to you. Whether you wanted to admit it, whether you knew it or not, that was her. And I wish I could be that brave. Dismiss her. Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks for that, Sean.
Natasha, we invite you up next.
Good afternoon, everyone, and thank you so much for coming. Short, sorry. And I have heels on. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Natasha, and I had the honor and the privilege of being not just a coworker to Michelle, but a very dear friend. Today we gather to honor the life of Michelle Renee Ruggero, a woman who meant so much to so many. While we all know her by different names, Shell Bell, Shell, or for me, simply Dispel, one thing is clear. Shell had a way of leaving a lasting impression on everyone she met. I was fortunate enough to call her Belle, a nickname that she reserved just for me. It's not one many others used, but it always felt special, as it was a name that carried with warmth and comfort. In a way, it felt like a term of endearment, one that connected me and her heart in a way no one else did. Shell was a workhorse, plain and simple. Shell was one of the hardest, most dedicated workers I've ever known. Her work and her people were her life. She was always there, always committed, and no task was ever too big nor too small. She had an incredible drive, a dedication that was unmatched, and a commitment to excellence that inspired everyone around her. Whether it was a small task or a huge project, Shell gave it her all. She didn't cut corners, and she certainly didn't take the easy way out. If something needed to be done, she was the one you could count on to get it done, and of course done right. Her work ethic wasn't just about getting through the day or finishing the job. It was about giving her best effort, no matter what. She would show up early, stay late if needed, and she always had a positive attitude, even when the workload was overwhelming. Shell didn't just do the job, she took ownership of it. If something went wrong, she'd figure out a solution and take responsibility. She was a leader, but never in an overbearing way. She led by example, showing the rest of us what hard work truly looked like. Her attention to detail was something I admired. She had a sharp mind. She was a natural problem solver, and she always had a relentless desire to improve. She wasn't satisfied with just a job the easy way. She was always looking for ways to do them better, faster, and more efficient. That's the kind of worker she was. And while many of us could take a break or give ourselves a pass, Shell was always pushing forward, always striving to be better. What stood out to me most was her ability to balance hard work with her compassion for others. She could be tough when needed, but she was always the first one to offer a helping hand, to listen, or to lend her expertise when someone was struggling. That combination of strength and kindness made her an incredible coworker and an even better friend. Shell's dedication to her work and her colleagues was something that made her stand out in the best way possible. She wasn't just part of a team, she was the backbone of it. To know her was to love her, but of course, you didn't want to get on her bad side because Shell would tell you why she was upset. But what I'll miss most is her laughter. It was absolutely infectious. When Shell laughed, you couldn't help but laugh with her, or at her. There are so many memories I could share, but a few stick out in my mind. One that always made me smile happened at my wedding. I remember her pulling into my house and saying to me, "I saw someone on a lawnmower, and I knew it just couldn't be Natasha." Of course, sarcastically. But the story doesn't stop there. She ended up helping me with contacts. Now, keep in mind, I only wear glasses, and I don't even own contacts. But she had extra pair. And somehow, the exact same prescription, which is funny in itself. But the best part was she kept telling me, "You have the tiniest, beady little eyes I've ever seen." And we both just started cracking up. It took us forever to get those contacts in, but we had a blast doing it. And you know Shell was the very last to leave that day because she didn't leave till everything was done. And I was so grateful for that. There were so many little things we had in common. Our grandparents were born in the same town, and we had the exact same first car. I remember when we first met, and she'd say something like, "I love cheese," And I'd be like, wow, me too. And she'd say something else, and again, I'd be like, me too. Eventually, she jokingly said, man, this girl wants to be just like me or something. But honestly, we really did have many similarities, except for a few things, like how she loved running and working out. Well, I don't. I will end with this last little story. As everyone knew, Shell was very devoted to work. But what she was most devoted to was Kieran. There was no one she loved more in this world. He was her sun, her moon, and her stars. And although she didn't get as much time with him as she would have liked, she would brag on him every chance she could get. One of our last conversations, she was showing me his football picture. And I was like, darn, he looks like a grown man. I guess I can't call him Kiki anymore. And she looked me straight in the eyes and said, you can always call him Kiki. He will always be my Kiki. She was so very proud of you, Kieran. She loved you. She cherished you. And you were her absolute reason in life. Don't ever doubt that. There's no doubt in my mind that wherever you are, she will be right there next to you. Shell was so much more than a coworker. She was a mother, a daughter, a sister, a leader, and my dear friend, my own sister in many ways. I will forever be grateful for every moment we had together. I will miss her dearly, and though the pain of losing her is immense, I know that her memory will live on in each and every one of us. Shell, you made all of our lives better, and I know I speak for everyone here when I say you will never, ever be forgotten. Thank you.
Thank you. And we invite up Rick.
On behalf of the Paisano family, I'd like to thank all of you for coming today. It's an honor for this group to gather together to pay their respects to Shell. Although my family's only been running Paisano for the last year and a half. I first met Michelle about 25 years ago, I think, when she began as a server. And I used to come in on Sunday nights, and she would take care of us. And followed her career over the years. And when we took over for the Roddies, the greatest asset that they gave us was Shell. She loved Paisano. She was devoted to it. It's not possible to replace her. But as she would do herself, we'll have to soldier on. I'd like to invite all of you following the service to Paisano to share some refreshments and memories. Thank you.
you dare to dream really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why then, why can't I? If happy little bluebirds fly beyond the rainbow, why, oh why can't I?
We continue now with the Holy Scriptures. We chose scriptures that we believe really catch her essence. So the first one is from 1 John chapter 4. Let us love one another, because love is from God, and everyone who loves is born of God and knows God. Whoever does not love does not know God, for God is love. God's love was revealed to us in this way, that God gave his only Son into the world. Beloved, since God loved us so much, we also ought to love one another. No one has ever seen God, but if we love one another, God abides in us, and his love is perfected in us. And I think it's fair to say that when you looked into Michelle's eyes, you saw divine, because she was pure love. And I really appreciate how raw you were, Sean, in sharing that love with us. So thank you. And in Matthew chapter 5, you are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. People do not light a lamp and put it under the bushel basket. Rather, they put it on the lampshade and give light to all the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to the Father in heaven. And what a shining light she is. So today we come together, and yes, of course, we're grieving. That's what we do when we lose somebody we love. But we get to celebrate. And we celebrate because she had a life that was impactful. And hearing from each of you and the way she touched you in different ways, I mean, you can see this ripple effect that she had. And I'm sure every one of you here have your own tons of stories about her. She had strength and compassion and a deep connection with everyone. So she came into this world with a strong will at 9 pounds, 3 ounces. And she has a stubborn determination that kind of shaped her journey. And I love that she was a natural protector, while her sister's a little bit more on the shy side. That is certainly not Michelle. And here they had their normal kid things, right? They baton twirled, they jumped on trampolines, they performed routines for their family. But they also did what other kids do, and they put a piece of tape down in the middle of their room to make sure they each had their own territory. So those are those moments that shaped childhoods, but really it was through her love for her siblings that was fierce and unwavering. That was a bond that was carried throughout her life. Her life is really a testimony to the power of perseverance. I love that she just kind of joined cross country. And it was funny as we were talking, Michelle would say to her family, I just want to be average. But is she anything average? I mean, if you listen to your stories, she was nothing that was remotely average. And she may have started off as one of the worst on the teams, but she ended up as one of the best in the county. And of course got straight A's in the process of excelling in her sports. And that really became the theme in her life. Any challenge she could overcome. Her career at Paisano was definitely something that showcased her leadership. And her problem-solving skills, no matter how catastrophic something was, she could handle it. And more her heart for everybody around her. She wasn't just a manager, she became a face of that restaurant. I have a friend of mine who used to frequent it often, and I asked if she knew Michelle. She said, "Oh, yes." It was just like immediate. Of course she knew her. And she was known for that laugh, but also those giant hugs that were kind of like a chiropractic adjustment. So beyond all of that, she was a gifted artist. If you didn't notice, these are pieces that she did. Her creativity definitely flowed from her. And that particular house was one she made for her sister who was being stationed in Bosnia. And it was a way for her not to be homesick. And really what it was is an extension of her heart and her love for her sister. A way for them to connect. We know that her love for her family was evident in every aspect. We've heard how much she adores her son. Obviously, that was her greatest love and her most incredible pride. But she also loved each of you. And I think it's quite obvious that Sean and she had a really special relationship. They navigated challenges, but they had that shared commitment. And what a beautiful thing we all can learn from. The way they came together and they created this best life possible for their child. Even though their situation may have changed, their partnership really, truly was one that lasted for her lifetime. So her love was loud and expansive. And I think that's something that we can all take with us when you want to live a life that reflects a piece of her. Is just be authentically you. Go ahead and fill a room with laughter. Say penis. What the heck? Why not? Okay, the woman with the collar said that. Okay. But she stood up for people and she defended people she loved and she believed every person was worthy of love. And I think that's what really makes her stand out. She would go the extra distance. She would show up at her parents' house unannounced with her son just to go across the state to Utica to get there. She would show up for each of you. She would go to Cedar Point with her siblings right before COVID and bond, make some special memories. So when we were looking at scripture, I couldn't help but to think that Matthew one was perfect because truly she was the light of the world. She was definitely the light of many of you sitting here's world. And when you think of the light, you can be in a dark room and you just light a little match and it lights up the whole room. And when you think of her personality, it lit up an entire room. And nothing could really squash that. And, when we think of faith, I don't know that she would be the poster child for religion, but she certainly had a faith that she lived boldly just by being love in the world. I'll take that any day over a Bible thumper. Sorry. But she lived her truth, right? And to be able to live so authentically meant that she was a refuge for others. So people felt safe around her. People knew that she was going to accept them. And by living a life that's rooted in love, it means that you actually see the worth in everybody and you recognize that every person should have a place to belong. And she became that place for many. So as you think about her life, you can try to live it a little bit on your own. So live fiercely, love like nobody's business, without any hesitation. Work hard, but in working hard, don't lose sight of what matters most. And she didn't do that. Embrace creativity. That's how you connect with your soul. She did that. Boy, she did it beautifully. And stand up for others. Let other people know their value. She lived a life that mattered. It always stinks when somebody young goes home too soon. But that means she's passing the baton to you. You watched what it looked like when somebody lived love loudly. Now you get to do that. And the truth is she's energy. And your energy, I'm energy. Energy can't die. Energy it's transformed. So if you don't think she's here right now, think again. She's here. And her energy is alive still. And if you want to connect with her, just put your hands on your heart space. And she will always be near you because you can't separate from love. Once it's part of you, it's always there. So I hope that today, as you go from here, you remember that. You remember that she's always with you. You remember to see people like she saw people. Look them in the eye. Let them know they're valued. And gosh darn it, laugh loud. Who cares what people think, right? I think when we say our final goodbyes to her, maybe say something raunchy. I think it'd be appropriate today, right? But this is our way of honoring her by recognizing she lived a life that was worth living because she lived a life that was full of love. So my friends, you get to go be love. Amen. When I go, don't learn to live without me. Just learn to live with my love in a different way. And if you need to see me, close your eyes or look in your shadow when the sun shines. I'm there. Sit with me in the quiet and you will know that I did not leave. There is no leaving when one soul is blended with another. When I go, don't learn to live without me. Just learn to look for me in the moments. I will be there. And this part of the service is called the commendation of spirit. And this is when we say to God, thank you for this awesome life. And now we're going to hand her back to you. So we've been saying words, and sometimes they're more formal than the ones we're going to use today, but for generations and generations. And so she is now joining an army of saints that have gone before her. So I invite you to send your energy this way towards her, whether you are a praying person or you want to just send love and vibes. Now is the time as I say these words. In the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson, what lies behind you and what lies in front of you pales in comparison to what lies inside of you. Thank you, Michelle Renee Ruggero, for shining the light within you as brightly as you did on your earthly existence. May your energy live on as your spirit continues to have a ripple effect on the world. You are light. You are love. May you rest in peace and rise in glory. Amen. And here's a blessing for you. May the sun bring you energy every day, bringing light into the darkness of your soul. May the moon softly restore you by light bathing you in the glow of restful sleep and peaceful dreams. May the rain wash away your worries and cleanse the hurt that sits in your hearts. May the breeze blow new strength into your being, and may you believe in the divine courage that dwells within you. May you walk gently through the world, keeping Michelle with you, always knowing that you are never parted in the beating of your heart. Amen. So thank you for being here today. You know, this is beautiful that you're here, and then you're going to leave and you're going to go back on with your life. And the folks up in this corner, their lives are going to be impacted in a way that's different from everybody else's. So be here again next week, and the week after, and the week after, and keep checking in, and keep saying her name, and keep telling stories. That's how we keep her alive. And a year from now, they're expecting it to be hard for all the firsts. But in 2 years from now, when they think that it's going to dull and it hits harder, they're going to really need you. So please continue to pour love on this beautiful family. And continue to pour love on yourselves with one another as you tell her stories and let Michelle's legacy live on. May God bless you richly. Thank you so much for being here today. I invite up Megan now to share some more information.
Thank you, Pastor Vicky and associates, for your beautiful music here today. This does conclude the services here at the funeral home. I would like to invite everyone on behalf of the family. This celebration, this memory sharing continues. You're all welcome to join at Pisano. Again, a place that Michelle would want everyone to gather and help, celebrate the life that she had and all the memories that have been shared today. And again, just to keep them going. So again, everyone is welcome to head right there after this. If you do need help with the address or getting there, please just let myself or one of our associates know. We're happy to get the address plugged into your GPS for you, okay? But it's just a smooth left turn onto Washtenaw, straight there to the right, okay? So it's very easy.
again, I'm sure you're all very familiar as well, knowing Michelle. Again, everyone is welcome to join. We won't be dismissing Rose, but I do invite you, if you would like to have a moment with Michelle up here, please feel free to as well. There is a register book here by the middle 2 doors. Please don't forget to write your name and address so the family knows that you did join. And feel free to take a prayer card too with her photo and a nice poem on it, okay? And thank you all again for being here.
I thanked him because he gave me somebody to hold on when I was crying. Yeah, he did both boys did excellent. Yeah.
The cards that you guys just said,
the prayer cards?
Yeah.
I believe they're just right up.
I'm so sorry about the first one. I hope we look at it.
So when I see the other one, that's the big one. But it was all right.
I'm glad you won.
Oh my gosh, yes, I have a perfect spot in my garden. Did you see my dog?
I'll see you at the restaurant when you're busy.
No. Okay, go.
But anyways,
Yeah, Pat Marta here.
and it's something that if you're so,
Pat Marta.
if she wants it, he's gonna use it. He'll use it. Therese will come home one day and just sit there.
Carl's gonna be like,
What? Yeah. I'm making myself clothes. What? I gotta get back to my job at the textile plant. So she would.
Yeah. You did great.
I gotta get a call next week. So anyway, oh yeah, Get a glass of wine? That'll be great. Anyway, yeah. It'll be nice. It'll be nice. Are you going? That's over here. I want to move down here from the Sean.
Oh! She's talking to a lot of people.
And I just asked Brenna, I'm like,
Yep, 100%.
you'd be like, that would be me, it's Brenna and Nick walking through the hall, and they're both behind me.
That's
Well, I get a
Yep.
issue.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No. Oh, no.
I'll keep moving around.
Oh, no.
Yeah, straight.
I can't be there during the day.
Is that
Careful with
I can be there all day. I can be there all day.
You gonna be able to cut the place on Don't feel like you have to, but I want everybody to see Paisanos if you've never been there. Yeah. She's got some of our artwork up there too.
I have a question.
Yeah.
They had this beautiful poster